Hey everyone, it's baze.djunkiii transmitting from Hamburg, Germany, back with a new video. And after a few short experiments with YouTube Shorts, I'm back with a proper video with a vinyl talk today. And for those who've been wondering about the last two shorts I've posted, or I've been posting today, which were in German, those were reminders for a German audience about two podcast things I've done. One with the Erzählt from Rave podcast, and the other thing, the Music Talk 76 thing I do with Dr. Jones. Both podcasts and podcast series are German language podcasts anyway, so I decided it would be a good idea to send out a German language reminder, but I'm not leaving the path of doing international videos here, even though those shorts are generating a lot of views, and I'm quite astounded about flabbergasted how many views they generate within a few hours only. So all those five combined are sitting at way more than 1,000 views, which is way more than my videos normally generate at all. But the format, 30 seconds or short form videos, is strange to me, feels strange, and I'm not too sure if I want to go in that direction. And I'm definitely not leaving the path of doing international videos for an international audience. And yeah, I pulled a record today from the collection, which was inspired by a record I bought, which you might have seen on Twitter. Not a new one, but a one I had on my want list for a while. And this was a sound effect record. Maybe I'm going to do a video about that as well, or post that on Instagram. But talking sound effects, this is what we do today, because I pulled this up. Geräusche in Stereo, Stereo Sound Effects Volume 2, released via the Europa label in Germany. This is a release that is or has been put out in 1973, and this is a 1977 reissue apparently. And for the Geräusche in Stereo series, there is a distinction to be made. There is a series of the same name on the Ariola label as well, and this is the Europa label. The logo is probably quite familiar to those who are from Germany, and this is more or less a sound effects record. And those records were issued in Germany, and I guess in many other countries as well. I know I got some from the Netherlands as well. And this one, talking the Netherlands, I want to send out a shout out to Yoshida over in Holland, because in the Netherlands, because he's a fan of those as well. And yeah, back in the days, home video was not even a thing yet in terms of doing Betamax or a VHS, but people were recording things on film, mostly on Super 8. Home video, home tape thing, but those were mostly recording only, visual recordings only, and not many had sound, proper sound. Cameras didn't have proper sound, and there was no combination of sound and movie for those who were doing home video. And for those who were more into that, those records were released which had sound effects and music to be put as a tapestry, musical tapestry for things, for pictures they want to show and stuff. And I'm not too sure how this exactly worked in terms of combining the Super 8 film and the sound from the record, but things were done like that in the past. And so, as you can see here, there are many small pieces, bits and pieces of music on there, or of sound. For this one especially, this is a kind of mixed bag. The B-side is basically background music, as it's stated here, which is utterly useless to at least from my perspective, because there are super cliche pieces of traditional music, or ethnic music from Bavaria, northern Germany, Switzerland, Austria, which is more like Volksmusik or whatever, waltz, pieces from Italy, France, Spain, Hungary, Romania, Russia, Yugoslavia, more Greece, some like country, cowboy themed stuff, banjo, whatever on from the US side, and some things from Peer Gynt, which is a Norwegian, I guess, folktale, which is a very, very known piece of more like classical music. So the B side is totally useless, but the A side I used a lot when I was doing the Die Nachtschwestern radio show, like to mix in some things with like drone ambient and stuff. So we got a list of 24 like sound effects, as I call it here. We have like a fanfares, we have like fireworks, we have some like street scenes like in somewhere in the Mediterranean, we have like some party themes as well. We got kids on a playground and something in school, and we got people walking on several like grounds, on like gravel, on like sand, and on wood, and on proper like rock and stuff. We got like doorbells, and we got like cars honking and stuff, and some other like Javanese. Why on earth are they on there? Like Javanese traditional instruments, and we got like wine bottles or like squeaking wine glasses and stuff, and most interesting maybe gunshots, like from a revolver, from a shotgun, and like a proper gunfight, which is the last, like on position 24 here. Those are the gunshot sequences. There is also a statement up here which is interesting, which definitely allows the use of those sound effects for other like purposes. So it's not like that they are copyrighted or had to be licensed. They were like free to use basically. And here's the statement here: für den Schmalfilmer Tonband und Dia-Freund, which is like basically for those into like Super 8 and photo projections and like proper home taping in terms of like doing sound effect and collages and stuff. So this is a record I've had for ages. I don't have the volume 1, which is also interesting, is on my want list, but it's not something that I hunt down like actively, but I used to pick those up whenever I find them at a flea market or in a record shop for like €1 or 2. Usually I spend my change, I used to spend my change on records like these that were a little obscure. And yeah, this is one of the series. I have like a proper stack of those from various labels, and I really love those sound effects. And as I said, I used them a lot when I DJ'd like experimental music, and like also did my series Die Gesellschaft ist krank back in the day, which was like ambient, experimental electronica, drone noise, whatever. So I would mix those and blend those in as a collage more often than not throughout a night, because I used to DJ all night on those events. So I had plenty of time to build up things and do a collage. And interestingly, which is the most puzzling thing to me ever, this girl on the front cover. Since I have this record, I've always felt like she looks like someone I knew when I was a child, like very, very young child, probably a neighbor's girl or I got from my school or whatever, which was like a few years older than me, which is of course impossible, because if this was released in 1973 and she probably is about 15 or 16 or maybe older even, probably 16 or something, there would be no chance that I have ever run across or into her, because I'm born in 1978. But still, this is like something like when someone has a twin or someone who looks very, very similar. And I've owned this for like, I don't know, minimum of 15 or 18 or even 20 years, and I never could point a finger to the similarity or the person from my past she reminds me of. Not a girlfriend definitely, but someone I had seen as a small child somewhere, but probably it's only the vibe, I don't know. But there's a side note. So this is a thing you don't see often. And on my channel, Geräusche in stereo sound effects on the Europa label from back in the 70s. And yeah, it's a label again. A short side note for a like Christmas evening probably, and I might pull out more of those in the future because, well, Final Talk videos is what I want to do more on this channel, of course. So if you have similar records like these, let me know in the comments. Let me know which one you have, and if you have this one, and if you have known me forever, if you can point a finger on who this girl looks like. I don't have any idea, but that's it for now. Gonna go into editing mode, have a look at the stats for the shorts again, and then probably doing some other things. Baze Junkiii out for now. See you in the next one.